I appreciate that you're going to give me the opportunity to speak. I've been babysitting 3 children today, a 6-month-old, a 20-month-old, and a 5-year-old, taking him to preschool, picking him up at preschool, taking his mother to the doctor, and so I had to wait for people to come and pick up the children, or at least relieve me of that obligation. And so they're 2 of them are my grandchildren, 1 is my great niece. I'm very glad to be able to babysit my great niece. Her mother was in Iraq for a year, and that's the least I can do for her, as she has taken care of us and our country. Appreciate it so much. Just want to come and tell you thank you for the opportunity to come and speak. Thank you for the opportunity to be the representative this past 2 years for District 70. District 70 covers 3 counties, Floyd, Clark, and Harrison. District 70 is mostly Harrison County, except for 2 precincts. And I lost Blue River South because we had too many people in District 70 when the redistricting happened, also the people that were in Union. And so, anyway, we have to, let me get back to where, I forgot where I was going, but anyway, all my districts. So it's mostly Harrison County, but then I have Georgetown, Greenville, and Franklin 1 in Floyd County. And I have Boarded and Sellersburg and Greenville in Greenville, but they're in Floyd County. But anyway, sorry. It took me a while to get here. I always forget how to get here. Headed the wrong direction, came down here. But anyway, my district's basically the same, but it's very spread out. It goes from Harrison County all the way up to Sellersburg. And I have been very honored, like I said, to be able to represent the people for 2 years. Your first year, you're just kind of trying to figure out what's going on, how the system works, what the process is. But even at that level, even when you're in caucus, you have an opportunity to say things. I felt that the people in District 70 had elected me because some of them felt that their voices may not have been heard in the past, and that they sent me there to be their voice, and I've tried to speak up and do the best that I can for them. My family are farmers, and I appreciate that Clark County is the one who is sponsoring this tonight. My grandfather was a farmer. He had 5 children. Right around the Depression time, he raised alfalfa for hay. He sold fertilizer. He drove a bus. He raised chickens. He sold eggs. He did all those things to support his family and do it by way of mostly farming. My father, after he came back from the war, became a farmer, and he lost his life when I was 7. He was a bus driver, also just like his dad, and he was trying to make the best use of his money, and so he had an accident. My cousin, who was a State Farm Insurance agent, also then later on his father, and he lived on the farm that I grew up on. And my cousin Warren was also killed, but he was killed in a farming accident. He was under his combine. Farming is a very dangerous job, but it is also a very fulfilling job, and that's why you are still farmers. You know that the country, the state, the local people depend upon what you do to produce the food for them and to get it to the market at the best price that you can. And so I have always been a supporter of the farmers. I'm a member of Farm Bureau. And so we try to pass the things that are going to be helpful to the farmer. The farmers now will be able to sell frozen poultry that they have produced, and they will be able to sell it not only just at their home, in their homes, but they can sell it at roadside stands. We have done away, it will take a few years, 7, 8 years, to do away with the inheritance tax. But the inheritance tax is a very important thing to do away with, because you are small business people and you want to be able to pass your farms on to your children, and I think that this is going to be a very big help for you. Besides trying to be helpful to farmers, I also think that it's important that we have business come here. I helped to vote for the bill that says that we're going to turn this road that goes into River Ridge into a heavy-duty truck road because it's very important we get jobs there. Jobs are going to be the things that help Clark County. If we have jobs, if we have businesses moving in, if we have businesses starting in Clark County, then your tax base will change because businesses will be paying a higher price than the local people. And that's one way that you can get more money, is to get those people in here. We want to get the bridge going on the east end because that is going to be the main thing that's going to bring people across into Indiana. Jobs are important, just like Kelly said. Somebody said, we want our children to stay here. I want my child to stay here. We want to make sure that they have good jobs, and we want to make sure that all people, have the opportunity to have choices in jobs. And so we want to make sure that Indiana is set to be bringing in those jobs. And we've set some things into place. We are lowering the corporation tax down from 8% to, I think, 6.5. We are doing different things that we are hoping to make sure that Indiana is a good, solid state. We are now one of the top 5 states in job producing, and I think that bodes well for us, and it bodes well for your children to stay here. I'm a teacher by trade. I'm a retired teacher. I taught for 29 years at Morgan Elementary. I have taught small children since 1972, and I graduated from Indiana State. Children are near and dear to my heart. My children were not just somebody else's children. They became my children when they were in my classroom. And it's important that every child, whether they live in the urban areas, the suburban areas, or the rural areas, every child needs to have the same opportunity to have a great education. Without a good education, we are going to have to build more jails. We are going to have to spend more money to take care of those who cannot take care of themselves because they do not have that ability to go out and get jobs. So we want to get them trained, skilled. Not all children are going to be able to go to college. They don't need to go to college. I need somebody to fix my toilets. I need somebody to build my house. You can get degrees in those things, or you can get extra skills. But we need people to do all different types of tasks. And so we need to make sure that not only are those that are going on to our colleges, which one of my bills was what we call credit creep. If you're sending your child to college, you shouldn't have to spend more than 120 hours getting your degree, your bachelor's degree. Many of the universities are what we call creeping into 130, 132, 145. And if you've had any children in school, you know exactly how much it costs per credit. It makes it very difficult for students to graduate within 4 years. And it also makes it very difficult for them to graduate without debt. So we don't want that. So I'm very much into make sure we have good education for our children K through 12 and there. I just wanted to let you know that I believe also in the sanctity of life. I think children should be allowed to be given the opportunity to become who they are, and they are somebody when they're in the womb, and we need to let them come and be somebody special and solve some of the world's problems. Some people may say, well, we wish Rhonda hadn't been here. We wouldn't have to deal with her. But you know, we need all the people that have been conceived. They have a place in this world. And so I am very much for the sanctity of life, and I help vote to do some things to protect those children. And so it's very important that we do those things. If you feel that I'm the person that will help do the things that you want, I would appreciate your vote. If there's things that you prefer that get done, that if you want to spend a little more money, if you want to do some things like that, that's your choice. We live in a great country. When I go to the people's doors and they aren't particularly friendly to me, I thank them for talking to me. I thank them for being open and honest with me. And I thank them for the fact that when I leave, we may not be on the same level, but we're both Americans, and we both get to vote. And that's the most precious thing that we have here. And so when you go to the polls, I hope that you think about me, and maybe you will cast your vote for me. Thank you very much, and thank you for letting me come back up here and talk.